Hello everyone and welcome to round 1 game 4 of the Anime Villainous tournament arc of 2023. I am as always Chaos in the Sky, and today we'll be seeing a match from the very bottom of the bracket, ButTeRkiNG versus Vinyl LP. Without any delay, let's get right into the match. And so now we are going to begin with the match between Vinyl and ButTeRkiNG, where Butter is banning Light and Vinyl is banning Tetsuo. Just immediately pulling out both their bans side by side there. Vinyl actually was in the qualifiers and passed them, so Vinyl gets to be the starting player without having to roll the dice for it. And then these two players have a bit of a record of playing random, and it looks like Butter has immediately gone just straight into random, and is probably checking to make sure he didn't pick Tetsuo, as Tetsuo was banned, but still in his thing. And it looks like Vinyl is also going to be randoming, so we're going to see two random picks here. It could be literally anyone. I swear if it's father and father, I'm going to quit. Thankfully, it is not. We're going to see All For One and Crocodile. Okay, we have not yet seen All For One played in the tournament until now. We've seen, I believe, one game with Crocodile, if I remember properly. I think Azur played Crocodile. So we're going to see Vinyl playing as All For One and Butter playing as Croc. Very, very interesting matchup here. I'm excited to see how this one goes. Two characters that are often quite good at clashing and also just loaded with allies. Both of these characters rely very heavily on making sure that they have allies out and available and taking advantage of their abilities and protecting their territory as such. So it will be very intriguing to see how that plays out of the two going against each other. I don't think I've ever seen a game of All For One versus Crocodile myself, now that I think about it, at least not in a 1v1 setting. So I'm quite excited to see how this plays out. Okay, the hands have been drawn. Butter, as the second player, has taken his mulligan because he did not like his starting hand, and I believe the timer is going. So we're going to see Vinyl going straight to UA High School as All For One. Immediately discarding just most of his hand. Probably not playing anything, it looks like. Didn't have a good starting hand, unfortunately. Wasn't able to mulligan. We're going to see the duck come out. The duck is here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have Streamlabs open in the other window. I got to fix that real quick to make sure that nothing goes wrong with Streamlabs. So we're going to see the duck and Princess Vivi both played to Yuba, immediately getting rid of Crocs. Okay, we had a little bit of an issue there with the players having to have some stuff go down, but we're back now. Crocodile is at Yuba. He desert spotted Vivi into oblivion, and the clock should be restarting, and we should have the game continuing, if I'm not mistaken. I believe is what I was told. Oh, yep. I think they're about to click the clock on. Just a little bit of an issue right at the start of game. Nothing major. Immediately fixed. Should be good to go. Or maybe they're not ready to go again. Maybe they didn't tell me. No, they're good. They're good. There we go. Here we go. And we're going to see Ida and Plus Ultra come out, which is going to be Ida being played to Kamino Ward and immediately moving All Might over and putting a double +1 on him. And then Butter finishing his turn by clashing at Yuba to kill the duck dead. So the duck is no more. And now we're going to see All For One going over to Kamino Ward Crater, gaining 1 and not spending any to put out a power theft, just going immediately for another fate since Crocodile has already cleaned up the fate that he put down before, and immediately throwing out Symbol of Friendship. Okay, so most likely, Crocodile will eventually have to deal with that by spending 5 strength. We're going to see Croc going over to Alubarna, gaining 3 and spending it immediately for Mr. 3 and Sandbody. Mr. 3's ability, not really proccing or making use right now, but still he just wants to get some allies out there to make use of his ability, as well as build up towards an Operation Utopia. We're going to see the classic Strength Enhancer with All For One here. He's going to play out a Nomu. He's going to immediately Strength Enhance, put it on the Nomu, and probably move that Strength token to himself with All For One's ability. Indeed, he is. He's got to build up quick and fast to deal with All Might before Crocodile can make any real progress onto his objective. Oh, what he was just moving his mover. I got confused for a second there. We're going to see Crocodile. He gets to draw a card due to moving to a location with an ally. He's going to play an Operation Utopia to gain 1, just doing a ton of stuff. Although, oh no, he undid the draw because he was Sandbody. I understand what happened now. Sorry, I got a little confused there. We're going to see another Fate immediately on All For One, throwing out Gran Torino. Don't like having to deal with Old Man. There's Toga and a Fate from All For One. Toga is going to be able to start taking effect of Sandbody and whatnot, and we're seeing Duplicitous Woman thanks to Sandbody. Only Toga taking effect of... I'm talking too fast because they're playing too fast. Toga taking effect of these gain 1s. Sandbody made it just Duplicitous Woman, which moved Mr. 3 over. And then we're going to see Miss Valentine and Mr. 2 come out. So set up for a Project Utopia now. Operation Utopia. We're going to see Mr. Compress played. He's going to get a -1 to move All Might. Unfortunately, due to Ida, though, it is not possible for All for One to get that top fate unlocked. And I think that now Vinyl is recognizing that, and as a result, not bothering. Oh, he used Toga's ability. He realized he hadn't used Toga's ability, so he's using Toga's ability to take the +1 from Ida, and then moving here and taking that +1 from Toga onto himself. And then he's throwing down another Power Theft, even though there's only one token available to hit it with. We're gonna see another Sandbody from Crocodile. Very interesting, and then just discarding almost his entire hand. And we're gonna see Endeavor come out. That top fate is super blocked up now. All for One is going to be losing a +1 token. And Crocodile is just trying to very quickly dig to get his hands on that Operation Utopia, because the second he unlocks the Catacombs, he becomes so much more dangerous. Now we're going to see Mr. Compress played and move over Gran Torino to the top fate, just well and truly going all in on that top fate, 100%. We're going to see Sanji played with the Sandbody. Sanji is a good one to get when Sandbody only lets you pull out one, and Sanji's just going to throw Mr. 3 over to Rain Base, which is going to prevent an Operation Utopia from immediately kicking off here. Croc's going to go and gain 3 and throw down Scorpion Venom to start weakening Sanji. Butter, one of our QA members, very good at the game. He plays so dang fast. It's so hard to keep up with for me. We're going to see Vinyl use Toga's ability, even though he's got those Power Thefts set up, to go ahead and grab that +1 from All Might, I believe it was. And then another Strength Enhancer, probably both of these ending up on All for One. Indeed they are. So he is now at 4 tokens. I don't know what just happened there, but he's at 4 tokens to my knowledge. Now we're going to see Croc going over, making use of his ability to draw 1 because he moved to a location with no allies. He gets that -1 from Scorpion Venom on Sanji before moving. And now we're going to see Baroque Works, probably looking to hopefully thin out some effects or forms potentially. Indeed he is. He wants to get to his Operation Utopias before Vinyl can get more heroes out on him. Also adding more allies to his repertoire to make use of. And then we're going to see the Fate. There's Midoriya and Eraserhead, and he's actually going to go Eraserhead. Midoriya can still be played by One for All later on. Eraserhead stopping abilities is very powerful. Right now, really, it doesn't do much. Toga's ability can't do anything. Mr. Compress is on play only. And the Nomus are, they're Nomus. So All for One, not looking to Fate, moving over Mr. Compress, interestingly enough, and then going to League of Villains Hideout to gain some power. We're getting Kuragiri out, and he's using Kuragiri plus Mr. Compress to defeat Eraserhead. I believe that was an overkill just because he wants Mr. Compress to be cycled. He doesn't want Mr. Compress to stay in play. We're going to see Croc going to Alubarna, getting enraged to be able to clash, but I believe he can't actually because Symbol of Friendship is out. He doesn't do quite enough damage. Sanji is actually still at 4, and enraged just puts Croc at 3. Oh, so we're going to see him use Mr. 1, actually. Play Mr. 1, use the Vanquish action from Mr. 1 at Alubarna to immediately get rid of Sanji. Just immediately get rid of him. What is happening? Oh, it's still Butter's turn. Sorry, I thought it already went to Vinyl. Now it's Vinyl's turn. He's going over to Kamino Ward, wants to get some more Fate pressure now that Sanji is out of there. Immediately throwing out Quirk combo. Very interesting. He's at 9 strength. He's pretty up there. We're going to see a Disarmed and a Duplicitous Woman, so he's going to move Miss Valentine over, just stack all of Croc's allies at one location, which Crocodile does not like. He does not like it at all. And then we're going to see Butter going to Yuba. He knows that with that Quirk combo... Ooh, we're going to see Miss All Sunday thrown out here. Very interesting. Very interesting. And then discarding a handful of cards there, or at least Miss Doublefinger. We're going to see One for All come out. This is the time where he plays Midoriya. Midoriya is already in the discard because he saw him earlier. Accidentally looked at the normal deck first, so has to reshuffle that. We're going to see Midoriya come out and kill a Nomu, which will put a -1 on him, and cover up the League of Villains hideout. And now we're back over to Vinyl. Vinyl is in a pretty good position. The problem is that he can't use his ability anymore so long as he has Quirk Combo, so he's probably going to be looking to do a Clash, and it looks like he's actually just going to immediately go and Clash with Midoriya using Quirk Combo. Midoriya does not go into the Fate discard, however. He goes into All For One's Fate deck, so he could come up within these next 3 Fates, depending on how multi-Fates go. All Might moves over still, but Quirk Combo prevents All Might from taking away strength from All For One, so he's still at 5 strength, which is quite an impressive number. He's already 1/3 of the way to All Might strength, getting up there pretty quick, and he always has another Quirk Combo coming up. We're going to see Miss Merry Christmas played, Miss All Sunday moved, and then Operation Utopia come out, which is going to remove the Catacombs lock, so Crocodile has just become infinitely more scary to All For One. All For One was having a pretty good go at getting his strength tokens out there and getting things underway, but he is now... Ooh, what is this? Oh, we're seeing Shigaraki thrown out, and then a free Vanquish on Ida, trying to clean up that top Fate, which he's probably going to want to be using and making effect of soon. We're going to see another Disarmed with Chopper this time, and he's going to be playing Chopper to Catacombs. Really doesn't want Croc to have access to his top Fate, nor that top move, especially. And now it's back to Croc's turn, so without his top Fate available, he's just going to go to his bottom Fate, draw a card, and play Operation Utopia for another 3 power, really get himself up there. Discard a lot of stuff, probably digging for his more expensive cards, like potential Desert Spadas. Ooh, Bakugo to immediately get rid of that Shigaraki, that hurts. That is going to set up Toga, not this turn, because Toga lacks or All For One lacks the power to make use of Toga, but setting up Toga to potentially steal that from Bakugo later. But getting Shigaraki out of there is very strong, very good move. Vinyl is going to go straight to Quirk Lab and gain 3. Throw out another Nomu, which he was thinking of playing earlier, but then decided on Shigaraki instead. Just discarding a ton of cards, doesn't like what he has in his hand, hoping to get some more useful stuff. And then we're back over to Butter. Butter is just going straight to Rain Base and moving Miss All Sunday. He just wants to get Miss All Sunday over there ASAP. He's going to play both of his other items. Croc is now at 3 strength, and he's got Golden Hook to protect him from any disarms, even though I believe they're both in the discard already. Anyways, there's Zoro and Duplicitous Woman. He is going to be playing Zoro. Symbol of Friendship is out. Zoro is strong. Rather than Duplicitous Woman to try and slow Miss All Sunday's march down, instead it looks like Vinyl is just going ahead and trying to set up Croc for a longer term, whatchamacallit. Oh, and we're seeing Hypertrophy played. I didn't realize that he still had his play a card action. Hypertrophy being played. Nope, he changed his mind, actually. Doesn't want a Hypertrophy anymore. Instead, he's going to play Dr. Garaki to his location. Very interesting, very interesting. But we do know that he has Hypertrophy in his hand now. And then here, Croc still just slowly making his way over. He's got to have Poneglyph in his hand. He's gone through his entire deck. It's got to be one of those 2 cards still in his hand. We're going to see Todoroki and Midoriya here together. And we're actually going to see Todoroki played over Midoriya. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. This is going to make a very buff Todoroki, but it will have Todoroki at Toga's location. I think Butter is heavily considering if he might want to play Midoriya instead, and it looks like he is in the end going to decide to go with Midoriya rather than Todoroki upon deliberation and take Dr. Garaki out of there immediately. And it's impossible, actually, for Butter to be stopped, I believe, from hitting Showdown on his turn, so we're going to be most likely seeing Butter hit Showdown. We're going to see the Hypertrophy now and put 3 tokens onto this Nomu. Presumably 1 is going to be taken to All For One. We're also going to see Spinner played. Very interesting. Very interesting. So that's going to take 1 token from that Nomu. Also, we had Toga steal the +1 from Bakugo, as you can see. So a lot of strength tokens out there that All For One needs to try and grab fast because he needs to catch up to Crocodile and get into Showdown. I imagine we're probably going to see the Poneglyph played here, and Miss All Sunday moved indeed. So Crocodile will be entering Showdown this turn. He does have Symbol of Friendship out, which he could get rid of at any time, and I think he's actually going to get rid of right now. Mr. 2 at 3 strength, and that was Mr. 3 at 2 strength, I believe. The total of 5 strength needed to discard Symbol of Friendship right there. And then we're going to see Miss Golden Week played to move Chopper over and immediately vanquish him. So now upon entering Showdown, the only heroes Croc has to deal with are Zoro and Miss All Sunday, and he's got all of his items lined up. So it's looking very good for Croc, and All For One in a decent position, but a little behind, I would say. Really has to make things up fast, and it looks like he's going straight for a Fate. Luffy and Nami, probably going to be seeing Luffy played here, because unfortunately, Luffy's shuffle ability, when there's no other cards to shuffle him into, will just cause a full reshuffle regardless. I believe All For One was unable to play anything. He had no power there, didn't have rivets in hand or power theft. Mr. 4 being played by Crocodile, also setting up Luffy to get hit with Scorpion Venom. And we're going to see a rescue here. Probably going to bring out Ida, would be my guess. Or Uraraka, actually. That makes a lot of sense. She's going to have a lot of power, and now All For One is having to deal with a completely filled territory. And Uraraka also gets to move Endeavor to the Kamino Ward Crater, which is going to take 1 strength away from All For One. I believe he was at 6, and now he is at 5, or he'll soon be at 4, one or the other. Which is, that is going to be very rough for All For One to deal with. Crocodile, as soon as he got that Catacombs open, he just blitzed pretty hard. And now it's, ooh, Multiplier, though. Getting a lot of +1 tokens out here. All For One still has a pretty good chance. Still has a pretty good chance. Crocodile can kill really fast, but Crocodile does have the 3 most difficult heroes to deal with out at the moment. Missile Sunday, Luffy both being the 5 strength, and Zoro being one of the 4 strength heroes. One of the 2, I believe. So it is going to be fairly rough for Crocodile to clean this out, but he does have a good amount of allies available, and he has all of his items, and now he has Enraged, and with Hidden Blade, that puts him at 4, so he can immediately kill Zoro. That does, a potential Fate Deck reshuffle could get Zoro back out fast and discard some allies, but that is going to be all that Croc does here, just trying to quickly make use. Ooh, okay, a kinetic booster to have Toga vanquish Bakugo there. Very, very interesting. Not a play you often see. Symbol of Friendship is back. Duplicitous Woman does almost nothing here, so I imagine we are going to see the Symbol of Friendship. That is going to buff up some characters, and then Symbol of Friendship could be discarded any time, so Butter is just immediately going to ditch Mr. 5, and I believe that was Mr. 4, to get rid of Symbol of Friendship. And then he's moving back over to Luffy, who is currently 4 strength. The Fate deck is thick with a lot of cards, so doesn't really mind shuffling him back in right now, just hoping that he doesn't get shuffled to the top. We're going to see Todoroki and a Plus Ultra come out here. Todoroki was, he was in the last Fate action. He got reshuffled to something fierce. So he's going to come out here and move over Midoriya and Endeavor, and with Midoriya, then be able to get rid of Toga, get rid of those 2 +1 tokens that she had, which is not a good sign for All For One. He really needs to get his hands on a handful more tokens right now. Really what All For One is wanting at the moment is rivets, and we're going to see we're also seeing where Todoroki gains strength for heroes being moved. We're going to see All For One clash with Luffy and get him out of there. All For One, unable to Fate this turn, could be very risky. Could be very risky. Sawblaze was triggered by him gaining 3, which means Crocodile wins on his turn, I believe, actually. So that gain of 3 has probably just decided the match, unfortunately. For Vinyl, he is going to get a strength enhancer, so he's gotten up to 9 strength. He's very close, but I believe now Crocodile just clashes with Missile Sunday. That's all the heroes gone, and that's game showdown 1. So Crocodile, aka ButTeRkiNG, will be taking the first win as Crocodile over All For One in this game of the Anime Villainous Tournament. Very well played by both players. All For One was doing quite well, but just had a bit of trouble getting those last couple of strength tokens he needed. He was only 2 strength tokens away from being able to quirk combo All Might into Oblivion. If he could have just maybe had a Rivets at a better time to make use of Spinner and Nomu, he could have potentially had a much stronger chance. Also had a rough time with his top Fate being so heavy covered early in the game with so many hero plays. But that's the life, is All For One. That is the life. So that will be the end of game 1. This means that once again, Vinyl will be our starting player and Butter will be our secondary player as we go into round 2. And it looks like I might not even need a jump cut because they're getting right into it. So, wait, we might need a minute, so there might be a jump cut. Time will tell. All right, so as you can see, I did end up needing a jump cut. Is Butter banning Cell? I believe he is banning Cell, and then Vinyl is banning Tetsuo once again. Does not want to see Tetsuo. And I assume these guys are going to be just playing random again, taking out Cell to ensure that he doesn't affect the random that he's going for. These guys are mad lads. I could not imagine going into a tournament and just randoming like this. It blows me away. At least not a at least, you know, I would at least do a random that is minor. I think Vinyl actually took out one character they didn't want to see. Maybe All For One because he didn't want him to be played again after having just played him. Or maybe that is the one he's playing? That was All For One. I think he just doesn't want to have All For One 2 games in a row. And did Butter get Croc again? Is that what's happening? I can't tell what they're doing because their randomness is weird to me. I think we're seeing Light versus Crocodile. I think Butter is going with Croc again. and he's going with Light. Okay, that is what's happening. It's a little difficult to understand what's going on when they just shuffle and pull stuff out willy-nilly like that. But we're good to go here. We're going to be seeing Croc versus Light. So Butter sticking with the character that he won round 1 with, while Vinyl is going to be mixing it up, playing Light instead of All for One this time. Although, still, I'm not sure if Butter random there and got Croc twice in a row, which is crazy if true, or if he chose to play him. I wasn't paying close enough attention, and it's hard to tell when you're not hearing the people talk. Is Vinyl going second? Did Vinyl choose to go... Oh, I believe Vinyl chose to go second, actually, and let Butter be the starting player, which is something that he can choose to do. It's not something that happens often in my experience, but it is something he can choose. Not a single ally or item from Baroque works, but he's going to get rid of some schemes he doesn't want to see for a while. Also going to be discarding Sandbody, it seems. Not a bad Baroque works. Probably not the best one of all time, but not a bad one. We're going to see Ide come out and just immediately block Light's Top Fate, as you often want to do when playing against Light. You want to get that Top Fate blocked ASAP, and that is going to be all from Crocodile's turn. We're going to see Light throwing out Kira Cult. What a shock. He's playing... Oh, Patient Plotting. Okay, because Crocodile is incapable of fading on his turn. Simply cannot be done. Oh, they're just moving that over to where it's supposed to be. I was wondering what they were doing. And then Vinyl is going straight for a Fate. We're going to see Usopp covering that top discard because Crocodile hates not being able to discard. He got a really... That Baroque works, plus being in his discard gave him a really good discard out the gate there. And then we're going to see him coming over here, playing Golden Hook, gaining 3 and ending his turn. My goodness, Butter plays too fast. So that's going to be an easy, guaranteed Patient Plotting there to get L's name out the gate. We're going to see him go over to Light's apartment, move over Ide immediately, and possibly a social manip. We're going to see a Desperate Gambit, actually. Very interesting. Very interesting. He's going to get Mellow's name out of it, gain 2, and then Butter is going to get to play Nier. Nier, not the greatest that you want to see in this moment from a Desperate Gambit. Doesn't do anything super strong because he can't really do much swapping at the moment, but still getting a hero on that top fate, very useful. We're going to see Croc utilizing Golden Hook to immediately play, which I think is triggering Kira Cult. Yeah, oh, he's getting Hidden Blade out. Okay, so he moved to Usopp, which activated Kira Cult, and then we see him using Golden Hook to play out Hidden Blade for 1, then going for a Fate. We're going to see Complications and Alias. Complications is a dead Fate here, so instead he will be putting Mellow back into the name, token, bracket, etc. Not clashing with Usopp. Interesting. Another Patient Plotting coming out, accidentally going into the name token. It happens, and we're going to see Kiyomi come out, I assume at the far left location, followed immediately by a Fate to get Chopper out. And actually just double stacking Yuba, does not want him going to Yuba. I had forgotten until now that Light actually really likes going against Crocodile, because Crocodile is... his top fate is forever fate locked until he gets the Operation Utopia off, which means right now Light can very easily make use of Patient Plottings so long as he plays them once Croc is at Yuba already. We're going to see the Poneglyph come out, able to be played to oh wow, got Mellow back again despite the shuffle. Or maybe they didn't, they forgot to shuffle, so they're shuffling anyway. There we go. Okay, so we're going to see Mogi instead. That makes more sense. Light wanting a little bit of power, going over to the Yagami residence to gain 3. I wonder what we're going to see here. We're going to see God of the New World for a Desperate Gambit to gain 2 and get an Alias. Wasn't supposed to flip the Alias until the name token came out. He's just immediately going to put that Ide name token back in. Doesn't want Ide to be dying. Doesn't want that happening. Just keeping Ide safe. Amnesia, just as planned, all getting discarded. And then Rem is coming out to potentially be used for a quick kill later, as Rem is wont to do. We're going to see an Operation Utopia just to gain 1, just looking to gain some power. He's got 3 Operation Utopias. He doesn't have to worry about it too much for now. We're going to see Mellow come out and absolutely destroy Kiyomi. Very unfortunate that Vinyl does not have... Oh, we're going to see the spend 1 on Hidden Blade to kill Usopp as well. Get one of those heroes out of there. Very unfortunate that Mellow's name was returned via Alias. I believe we've seen both aliases now. We're also going to see Rem take out Ide so that Light can make use of his gain 2 and his move hero here. Paranoid Prep is being played over onto Croc, and then with the move hero moving Nier, we got Nier and Mellow out there, both of the successors of L, neither of which is good of a character. Scorpion Venom being played by Crocodile here, followed by a Sandbody to get a little bit of fate protection. Fair and understandable. Light finally able to make use of Yellow Box Warehouse, going to his top fate. Ryuk is out now. Now he just needs some allies to really get Ryuk going. Discarding Shinigami Eyes among some other cards over there, I assume. Ooh, Sandbody into Luffy. That is very unfortunate. Luffy, like, if you're fading onto a Sandbody, you want to see Luffy. Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, any of those strong heroes, really good one to nab with the Sandbody out. It effectively means the Sandbody did nearly nothing, really, almost nothing. Oh, did something else happen over here? I thought that his turn was done. My bad. His turn was done. Never mind. I think we're good. Going to Yuba, immediately looking to Fate. Oh, we're going to see imprisoned here. Paranoid Prep is being resolved, however, because he was targeted by a Fate action, which is going to stop the clock for a moment, as Vinyl decides if he wants to discard any number of cards from his hand and then draw that many. We're going to see him discard the Death Note, considering if he wants to discard anything more. Also a Desperate Gambit. Interesting. There are no more aliases to immediately revert that Desperate Gambit's progress. But now we're back to Light's turn, which is going to see Imprison being played. So Light is, or we're back to Croc's turn, I mean. And we're going to see Chopper get vanquished, but clashed with. Croc did not have the power to pay for Hidden Blade, so Hidden Blade must return right back to his hand. We're going to see Light going to his bottom Fate double play. He's got Ryuk out. He's got to move. If he has a hero, he can potentially get some Shinigami Eyes. He's going straight for the Fate and getting Zoro, double stacking him with Luffy at Rain Base to make sure he can get rid of Mr. 4, leaving Croc with two very strong heroes and no allies out, which is not a position that Croc is quite a fan of. Not one of his favorites at all. And then it looks like Vinyl is just ending his turn there, unable to play any schemes, unfortunately, to start dealing with Imprisoned. Croc going to Alabarna and gaining 3, playing Mr. 5. He really needs to get some allies back out here. Also getting his Hidden Blade back out to be ready for some potential clashes later. Yellow Box Warehouse still open. Top Fate still available. Ooh, very unfortunate. We're having to see Vinyl discard his entire hand. He's got to get schemes to get rid of Imprisoned. Very unfortunate. Probably going to see the Duck here. Indeed we are. The Duck is going to come out, which is immediately going to play Princess Vivi to his location. So now Croc is just absolutely loaded with heroes. Vivi and Karu are going to be hit with the Scorpion Venom, should Butter remember that he has Scorpion Venom. And it looks like he does. He's going to be putting his -1s on Karu and Vivi, and he's playing Mr. 3 to also put -1s on Luffy and Zoro. So still a lot of heroes to deal with. However, they are all very, very weak. And he's actually discarding Enraged, despite the amount of heroes in play that are weakened. Very interesting. We're going to see Watari played here. Accusation doesn't really do a whole lot at the moment. And that is going to be to put L on top of Light's Fate deck. So we'll be seeing L come out and probably squat for a good while very soon. Does Vinyl have 2 schemes? We're going to see Last Resort played and Kira Cult, and I assume they are immediately going to be discarded to get rid of Imprisoned, and that is in fact what is going to happen. The classic Light double scheme play to get rid of Imprisoned, something he does often. Ooh, Nami and Symbol of Friendship, another hero or buffing everyone, and it looks like he is choosing to buff everyone. That is going to be quite painful for Croc. He does not like that. He does not like that at all. And now we're back to Croc's turn as he debates what to do. He can still very easily clash with Vivi or the Duck. However, Zoro and Luffy are a little out of his range at the moment. We're seeing Mr. 1 be played. Unfortunately, he can't do a free Vanquish here due to Symbol of Friendship. They're all just a wee bit too strong, but we can see him clash with Vivi and put Hidden Blade back into his hand because he simply does not have the power to play for it, unfortunately. Now, what is Light going to do? He's not got a whole lot of options here. We're going to see Chief Yagami come out. Oh, and then move near? Oh, no, actually move Watari, play Chief Yagami to Yellow Box, move Chief Yagami over here to move Watari with him to open up that top Fate. I have a feeling we're probably going to see Croc immediately playing L to that location. The Duck is now at 0, despite Symbol of Friendship, due to Scorpion Venom. And then gaining 1 and spending that 1 at Yuba to get the Hidden Blade back out. And we're going to see, actually, not a multi-Fate, despite knowing that L was there. Very intriguing. We're going to see L come out and block the Yellow Box Warehouse. Unsurprising, really. Is Butter trying to hit his clock? He's clicking a lot. Okay, there we go. There we go. And then we're going to see Light go to Yagami Residence, very low on power at the moment, probably wanting to fix that. Social Manip on Mellow to get Aizawa's name. Up to 3 names, almost at that halfway point. We saw him discard a Social Manip earlier, unfortunately. Social Manip is one of the most reliable, albeit expensive ways for Light to ensure that he gets himself some token progress. He really needs to hopefully cycle those back around to speed that process up even more. We're going to see the Duck vanquished by Mr. 1 using Mr. 1's Vanquish for free because the Duck was at 0 despite Symbol of Friendship. Its name is Kazoo, I don't know. I just like saying the Duck, man. It feels so good to call it the Duck, you know? I think Butter is taking a very long time to think about his turn right now and what he wants to do. He's thinking very hard. And he ends up just ending his turn after killing the duck. Very intriguing. Vinyl is going to go straight back to his double play bottom fate, throw out 2 schemes, probably hoping to use them for just his plan soon. We're going to see him get Sanji with the fate, and Sanji is going to be able to move an ally to any location. He gets to move Mr. 5 to any unlocked location. He's going to move him over to the right, away from Luffy and Zoro. Very understandable. And are we going to see... We're going to see a move with Chief Yagami preparing to get L off of the Yellow Box warehouse. Very, very understandable. That makes sense. And meanwhile, Butter is having none of it. He really doesn't like it. So he's going to go over here and play Miss Golden Week. I didn't think that he had enough power for that, but maybe I'm mistaken. He must have, immediately paid it without me noticing. And he's going to use that to move Zoro over. And then get a fate going. We're going to see Alias and Mogi. That's going to trigger Paranoid Prep. So not going to be able to get a Justice planned out of that. I'm not sure if both Justice plans are in the discard pile or not. I'm pretty sure we saw him discard one earlier. And he's going to discard 3 cards, hit a reshuffle, and draw a lot right there. Light at a reshuffle. Quite spooky. He can get back to using those patient plottings and whatnot. And we're going to see Mogi played, which moved Watari back over to Yellow Box to hold up that location, and that will be the end of Butter's turn. Gonna see Light move, aka Vinyl, move over to the apartment, move Chief Yagami, but did not use Chief Yagami's hero moving ability, leaving Watari and L just chilling at the warehouse, which I don't think either of them even went to in the show, because that was after stuff. We're going to see the double Scorpion Venom on Sanji and Zoro there. Miss Goldenfinger being played to Sanji, who was at 3 strength with Symbol of Friendship, allowing Miss Doublefinger to immediately vanquish him and get him out of there. Followed by Miss Valentine being played. So a lot of allies, some weak heroes. We could be seeing that Operation Utopia very soon, which Light very much does not want to happen. And as we can tell, he's going to be going and fading as a result. We're going to see Battle of Wits played, followed by a Fate action, Duplicitous Woman, followed up by Disarmed. Will he be getting rid of, he'll be getting rid of Hidden Blade is what he'll be doing, and I believe we already saw Crocodile used Golden Hook to play Hidden Blade earlier, so that means that he will not be able to easily get that Hidden Blade back anytime soon. Did he play a second scheme, or did he play Battle of Wits last turn? I thought he played Battle of Wits, and then he played Paranoid Prep? Maybe I'm confusing myself. We're going to see an Operation Utopia, which is going to unlock the Catacombs. Sorry, I must clear my throat. So now Crocodile has entered danger mode. He doesn't have Miss All Sunday out yet, and he has to move her a lot if he does get her out. We're going to see Chief Yagami move Near actually out of the way, opening up Light's apartment to gain 2, and play Kiyomi to get use of her drawing ability, and potentially use Ryuk later on. And Mogi's name is out, so Mogi will be killed by Light's effect, or ability rather, because there's nothing there. Are we going to see Miss All Sunday here? Presumably, assuming that Butter has drawn her, and then an immediate move. Indeed, we are. So there's Miss All Sunday immediately getting moved. Croc is just 2 moves away, and he has a guaranteed move on his turn as long as he's willing to not do much else. We're going to see both Paranoid Preps proc here as oh, we're seeing Misinformation proc first, I believe, because cards were discarded. I've lost the order of operations here a little bit, I admit. What does this do? This moves a hero to any location. She's going to move Near over... Oh, no. He's going to move Near over to Yagami Resonance. Okay. Then he's going to be fading, which is going to trigger the Paranoid Preps. So now, twice in a row, I believe, Vinyl gets to discard as many cards from his hand as he wants, which is going to be 3 of them. That's a lot of discard. And that lets him draw 3. And then he gets to do it again, I believe, should he choose to, with Paranoid Prep. I believe they resolve one after another. That is, in fact, what is happening. And he is, once again, discarding a lot and then drawing back up to 5. And then Butter is going to play Matsuda and move Light to his bottom fate so that Light will not be able to fate him in return on this coming turn. So what are we going to see Vinyl do here? He does not have a lot of good options at the moment. He could move Ryuk over to Kiyomi if he goes to Light's apartment. That's not going to accomplish much. He can't fate Butter, which is unfortunate. He could also just go to Yagami's Resonance and gain some power. He might have a Social Manip in his hand even to quickly gain some name tokens. He's actually going to play Mikami. Very interesting. Very interesting. So he's got 3 of his 4 allies out, everyone except Misa, but he does have a lot of heroes to deal with at the moment. It looks like Butter is over here doing some Luffy math to figure out what he wants to do with his turn. I believe Luffy is currently at 3 strength. He's actually at 4 strength. 5 by default, -2 is 3, +1 from symbol. So he is at 4 strength. I believe there was a misclick on the clock there is what happened right there. Butter is just going to move to Alabarna and gain some power. He's going to play Mr. 2 and use, that was the math he was doing, using Mr. 2. Ooh, not using Mr. 2, actually. Using Miss Golden Week, Miss Valentine, and someone else. Oh, he was getting rid of Symbol of Friendship as well as a Vanquish, so a lot of stuff just happened right there. A lot of allies discarded for the sake of defeating Luffy and getting rid of Symbol of Friendship. I didn't catch every single, like, the exact math and numbers and who did what there, but I believe that it was all done correctly. I imagine. And then we're also going to see Butter play Desert Girasole. Girasole? I had to pronounce this once for the how-to. I don't remember how to do it. And then we're going to see 2 Paranoid Preps thrown back out onto Crocodile as a result. And then it's going to go back over to Vinyl's turn. Vinyl going to his bottom fate, probably what he wanted to do last turn. He's going to move Ryuk over, most likely looking to slap a Shinigami Eyes for free, thanks to Mikami, onto Kiyomi. Not able to make use of it just yet because there's a hero at her location, but hoping to make use of it later. Then we're going to see maybe a Justice planned to get rid of those Paranoid Preps for the sake of his 4th name token. Oh, we're going straight over to the Fate. We're going to see Nami and the Duck. The Duck is going to be played to that top Fate and move. And Vivi is immediately going to be thrown on top of the Duck as well, just really blocking that top Fate and that top move action, which means it will most likely take an extra turn for Butter to be able to move Missile Sunday all the way. The only way, I believe, the Missile Sunday can be moved is these 2 move actions, and one of them is very significantly covered now. And Vinyl also spending 2 to throw out Misa, so everyone is here. Everyone has arrived. Misa in a good position to move next turn and move Ryuk as a result. Oh, no, putting Misa back into his hand. Potentially, are we going to see the Justice planned play? Vinyl's considering it. No, in the end, he's going to play Misa and end his turn? Indeed, leaving the Paranoid Prep. And it looks like Butter isn't even going to be triggering those Paranoid Preps. Instead, he's gaining 2 and just moving Missile Sunday to make sure that he can get to Showdown ASAP. There's a social manip, as well as gaining a good chunk of power. So that is going to get Matsuda's name out very good. We're going to see Croc go over to Catacombs and play Contingency Plan. You hate to see that if you're Vinyl right now, because this allows Croc to essentially play as if there aren't heroes around, which is going to let him Fate once again and move Missile Sunday to where his showdown will start. We're going to see double Paranoid Prep trigger once again. Vinyl deciding what he wants to discard and what he wants to keep, and then having to make that same decision a second time because he has both Paranoid Preps out. Getting rid of both Patient Plottings, understandable. Not really going to be able to make great use of them at this point with his territory covered in the way that it is. And then we're over to... Oh, no, we're not over to Vinyl's turn. That was the accusation moving Matsuda, I believe, to move Light, or whoever he moved. And we're going to see Croc enter Showdown and not clash with one of the others in the process. I think he accidentally hit his turn timer before clashing there, which prevents him from being able to clash, unfortunately. The timer appears to be stopped for some reason. I believe the judge was just making a double check that everything was up and up real quick, and I think we're good, so we're to Vinyl's turn. Vinyl, once again, really not spoiled for choice here with Light's territory set up the way it is. Heroes at every location other than the location he's currently at. Looking at his hand, thinking hard about what he can do this turn to try and move towards getting those other name tokens. He really needs to grab a few more right now. We're going to see him doing a desperate gambit to gain 2 and pull out a name token. And he's going to get Ide, and then Complications is going to come out and probably discard the Shinigami Eyes because that's the only thing that it can discard. So as far as things go, not a very bad result with the Desperate Gambit. We're going to see Misa move and 1 spent to then move Misa, or use Misa's ability to move Ryuk to Misa to get the Shinigami Eyes, which does trigger Desert Girasole, which will allow Crocodile to move a hero to his territory, so he's just now stacked Sanji with everyone else on the far right, so everyone is there. Literally everyone is there. And Mr. 1 is ready to move over and get all up in that. So Crocodile, he's got contingency plan out. He's just hit everyone with a big smacking of scorpion venom. It is going to be a little difficult for him to clash quite as effectively when he has all of the heroes at one location, but also it leaves the rest of his territory very open, even if the contingency plan ends up getting discarded. We're going to see Aizawa come out, which allows him to move a hero to, yes, to move a hero to any location. Going to have near double block Light's apartment. Doesn't want him to get access to that move hero action or that gain 2 action. Oh, actually going to just put him at Task Force HQ to make sure that Vinyl has a very hard time of making use of that location. We're going to see Vinyl get Nier's name with social manip. Oh boy, only 2 name tokens away. Water weakness is pretty good here. That's going to slow down Croc because he has to lose 1 clash, essentially, now, and do nothing as a result. We're going to see him still utilizing contingency plan to be able to move over Mr. 1 and probably start doing some vanquishing. Oh, he's actually changing his mind. He's doing Operation Utopia first to gain 1 or 2. I don't know. I think he should have gained 2 there, but he only gained 1. I'm not sure what happened. But we're going to see him just murder the duck, get the duck out of there. Having a little trouble with all of the tokens that are currently on all of the heroes here. He gets to murder the duck for free with his allies because the duck was at 0 strength. And then he's just gonna... Oh, that's very unfortunate. Getting imprisoned on Light when he's only 2 name tokens away and no schemes out. And then I believe he's trying to do his clash here, but forgot he had water weakness. So water weakness will go away to save Princess Vivi as a result. Then we're gonna go back over to Light. Really has to get rid of Imprisoned here, and he's got to get rid of Imprisoned fast, and that is not going to be easy to do with his territory covered in the way that it is. That is going to be very difficult, and honestly, the Imprisoned here might spell Vinyl's doom, unfortunately, just 2 names short of getting into Showdown when he really needed to get that last bit there. I believe Vinyl is looking at Croc's board state to get an idea of how likely he is to have enough time to be able to deal with Imprisoned while still keeping some fate pressure up, especially when he is currently at 0 power. Very much thinking over his options. He has plenty of time on his chess clock. He could sit here for 19 minutes, honestly, if he really wanted to. We're going to see him go over to Yellowbox Warehouse. That is very unfortunate. He had no useful cards in his hand, it seems, having to go gain 1 and just discard them all to really get a move on. We're going to see all of these heroes get hit with -1s. They're all very weak. Miss All Sunday, the strongest, still at 3. We're going to see a free Vanquish on Vivi because she is at 0, using the Vanquish at Alubarna. Doesn't matter if he uses Valentine or Mr. 1. They're not discarded. Miss Double Finger played, presumably to immediately kill Miss All Sunday. And then if he has a Desert Spada, this might be game. If he has the Desert Spada to finish off Sanji, who is only at 1 strength at the moment, it would cost 2, which he has. But it appears he does not have it. Instead, he's going to gain 2 power, and he is set to win on his turn with a simple move and a clash over at Sanji's location. I believe Vinyl is looking to see what is in the Fate deck, trying to figure out if he should multi-Fate or not, potentially. We're going to see a Desperate Gambit here, but unfortunately it does not let him get a name token because Imprisoned is out. So... But he's still potentially going to play it? No, he's not. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You don't want to do that and not get a name token. Instead, he's going to throw out a Paranoid Prep and then go for a full Fate. He gets Zoro. Zoro, unfortunately, I believe he cannot discard Mr. 1, but he can discard Mr. 5 and get rid of the contingency plan at long last that Crocodile has been benefiting from for quite a while now. Quite a while indeed. And then we're back over to Butter's turn. Croc can do some crazy stuff. So it's not, we're going to see him use the Mr. 1 Vanquish using Miss Valentine to get rid of Sanji, clearing off his top Fate and his move action. All he has to do is get rid of Zoro somehow, which could be very doable. And it looks like he played Desert Girasole over to Light, followed up by a Fate action, which is going to get Alias and Accusation. I'm not sure what we'll be seeing here. Paranoid Prep is going to go off here, so Vinyl is going to get to make use of Paranoid Prep, hopefully to get some good schemes that potentially can't go off. It looks like he discarded almost his entire hand. Keeps accidentally throwing some cards in those name tokens. And it looks like he's good on Paranoid Prep, so now we're going to see Butter accuse someone to move them around, or potentially just Alias to further ensure that that Vinyl is unable to try and get those get into Showdown before the game ends. He is going to put Nier's name away, which is probably going to be the final nail in the coffin for Vinyl. He would need a bit of a miracle to stop Croc from getting all the way over here. He's going to play Last Resort. Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. I believe the game is being called because Vinyl was at his bottom fate, and Butter said that he could win on his turn. So as a result, ButTeRkiNG will be moving on to the next round, where he will face the winner of Pumpkin King and Endings match. We've actually had a very symmetrical showing of how games ended up being scheduled, which is very nice to look at. So now, with one half of the Tournament Arc's Round 1 completed, our next game will finally reveal one of those Round 2 matchups, as the tournament continues on with more great games. Look forward to the next one, and until that time, farewell.